Hello and welcome to Literary Gladiators, and this is a very special literary response to cheese, where we are going to wrap up our first season of the literary response to cheese by ranking the cheese that we had. I'm Josh.
And I'm Ari.
And we are going to start with 10 to 8 or 9 to 8, unless Ari wants to mention his NA. But
yeah, I did not have the red Leicester cheese. That's the one cheese I didn't have, but I had all the other 9 ones. So my bottom 2 are Melinda May. I did not like that one, and the pink champagne I wasn't a fan of either. They both got 1 out of 5.
So that's your number 9 and your number 8?
Yeah.
Okay. The number 10, which was my least favorite cheese out of all of them, was the goat cheese with everything bagel seasoning. And number 9, just like you, was Melinda May. And number 8 was the pink champagne cheese spread.
Oh, so those are the same for us, 9 and 8.
Pretty much, because to me, with the goat cheese with everything, it didn't... I've had goat cheese with other things, and I often will use it on, like, I'll have it on bread with honey. But I thought that the chemistry with the goat cheese and the everything bagel was like oil and water. It didn't meld together well.
Yeah. I mean, I thought, based off of what I'm reading here, I thought it was coherent. I thought it did work together, but it didn't look appetizing. It did not look like it was something I wanted to eat, but there was just something about it. But I'll get to that a little bit later. But I basically said it's like something like people wearing sunglasses indoors don't make sense, yet they look cool, even though those look appetizing. That's what that cheese was.
Right. To me, Melinda May was disappointing in the way that it was like a watery brie. It just felt more like paper mache. And with pink champagne cheese spread, it was just, I like provolone and Chianti cheese spread. That one is a winner, and it really has an emphasis to it. But pink champagne cheese spread, especially the one that we ate, just didn't. It didn't really have any. It was just spread.
Little to no taste, like Ben Stein's Clear Eyes for Dry Eyes commercials. That's what I wrote here. I really thought, legitimately, when I first saw it, I thought it was a joke. Mm-hmm. Cheese, like you were actually going to give us like rice pudding or something, and then it was actually a cheese. I did not actually think Melinda May was going to be an actual cheese until you were actually serious about it. I'm like, wow.
I wanted to support because Melinda May comes from a dairy farm in Connecticut, and I thought that it would be a good way to.
And I remember, I think the pink champagne was one of the first ones I did. That was
our third.
Was the third one? Okay, it was. I remember it was uninspiring. Not that it was bad, I don't think. It just was uninspiring. It didn't have a strong kick to it. I think it was a little sweet too, if I remember, and I didn't like that. Right. It's disgusting color. Josh, I hope the cheese monster gobbles you at night. Okay. Insert vomit here. Yeah, obviously I was not a fan of that pink champagne either.
And Dan was not a fan of it either. I think that was one of his least favorites. Mm-hmm. But let's move on to the next, from number 7, 6, and 5, which is, I believe, going to be where we start to differ. Because number 7 on my list is the very first cheese we went over in Wensleydale with lemon and honey.
Okay.
At number 6, I have the rattlesnake.
Whoa!
And at number 5, Bella Vitana with Chardonnay.
You crazy? That one's your number 5? Number 6? I can't believe it.
That is my number 6.
Unbelievable.
And what do you have?
Well, I had Stag at number 7. I've got to find. I've got a lot of pages here of really weird drawings, so it takes me a while to go through everything. But the Stag cheese was okay, from what I remember. It was a bit meh. I don't think it was bad, perchance. The Stag was one of the later ones we did, right? Yeah, it was. It was the 9th one we did. I mean, I said it was not too shabby. It was a little nutty. And I think the nuts kind of... Well, I don't know if there were actual nuts in it, but it tasted nutty, if I remember correctly, from reading this. But it was okay. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5. Number 6, I had Cotswold, which was marginally better than the Stag. Again, for the Cotswold, that was I think the second cheese we had, Josh.
Yes,
if I remember correctly.
that's the second cheese
earlier on. It definitely, chive. That was the one with chives in it, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I gave it 2.75. It was all right. Yeah, I said it was nice. I said it was pretty good, but I don't think it was like my favorite. But it was. I like the chives included in it, so that was a 2.75. And then number 5, although it was close, I put Bellovanto and Chardonnay at number 5.
It was actually, when we get to 4 to 2, Bellovanto was on the cusp of being my number 4 as well, but it ended up.
Well, this was my number 5 though.
Mm-hmm. It was my number 5 too.
Oh.
As far as with the Stag, it was something that I didn't know what to expect because I had the cheddar vibes with it. But it ended up also having an alpine and a grassy vibe to it. Yeah. But at the same time, it had that... it just was something that I was inclined to keep eating. And I felt that it was...
it definitely... I wrote down here, it definitely wasn't as strong as some of the other cheeses. And it was a little bit sweet because of the Chardonnay. I think I've learned from this exercise, I'm more a fan of strong cheeses than sweet cheeses. Like,
I mean, I know what I like as well as the kinds of cheese that I like. So it is definitely subjective.
And then my 4th one was the goat cheese and everything bagel, which I did actually kind of enjoy, which is surprising because if I had goat cheese by itself, I don't like goat cheese very much. It was something with the addition of the everything bagel that kind of got it up there a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And number 3?
Oh, number 3, I had Wife of Bath at number 3.
Okay.
Which was pretty good, I remember. Again, I'm going to go through my notes. That's what Dan wrote in my book. Okay. We share these notebooks, so there's some things that are written by me, some that is not written by me, so it's hard to find everything. But the Wife of Bath was earlier, I believe. Right?
Wife of Bath was number 8.
Oh, number 8, so it would be further after that one. What did I say about the Wife of Bath? It was after Melinda May. And here it is. It definitely was on the way to how Rattlesnake tasted, but it wasn't there quite. It's delicious, hopefully nutritious, but not pernicious. I don't know what that means. So I gave it 4 out of 5. And then my number 2 was the Wensleydale Honey and Cheese, which was pretty good.
You said you preferred stronger cheeses rather than sweet?
There's something about that one though.
Because Wensleydale is as sweet as it kind of.
It was like a good sweet.
Kind of like cheesecake in the form of cheese.
Well, let's see what I said about it. That was the very first one we did.
Even though cream cheese is the general base of a cheesecake.
I mean, I've always liked Wensleydale, so I guess maybe I do like some sweet cheeses. I thought it smelled bad though. That's why it didn't get number 1. But there's lemon in it. It definitely... It reminded... I know what it is. The Wensleydale with lemon and honey reminded me of a lemon meringue pie. That's what it reminded me of. Which I guess you could say is a little sweet. But there's different types of sweets, I think.
Okay. I'm going to move on to mine. I did say that Bellovanto was competing for number 4. And my number 4 pick was the Stag. Which was quite a genuine surprise. Number 3 was Cotswold.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that Stag was further down my list too. I thought I would have liked it a little better, but
yeah, I thought it was. Number 3 I had Cotswold, which I've had and enjoyed prior, but it was nice to be able to. It's kind of like, kind of reminds me of something you'd get at the deli, in the form of a cheese, in the form of a single cheese. But then again, I also enjoy it with capicola and mustard.
So Wife of Bath was also was in our number 2 then.
And number 2 is Wife of Bath, which I will say that it is one of my favorite videos that we've ever done. When we went up, because there was so many different approaches.
Wife of Bath.
Dan had a pretty memorable approach where he would want to bathe. He wants to bathe in this cheese and call it his wife. But right. I mean, the other thing. I mean, approaching it subjectively, I like harder cheese,
but that means that your number one is the one I haven't tried yet.
That is correct. The number one, my favorite cheese that we had out of the 10 was Red Leicester.
You gotta get me a hold of that.
Red Leicester.
If you're saying it's number one, then I'm gonna want to try it.
It is like imagine cheddar. It's a bit of a harder cheese, but yet it's I would say it was a somewhat more mild, but kind of. I could enjoy it the way one would enjoy candy.
Yeah, I like harder cheeses better than softer cheeses. Yeah, I know I have the goat cheese at 4, but that was because of the bagel, and then the Melinda May is pretty far down too. That was pretty soft. I do like this hard, but number one for me, if you saw the video, you'll know it's rattlesnake. I mean, I loved that stuff. That stuff was so spicy. It was peppers, and it was a cheddar, and it was really, really good. And I actually went back to Hamilton. I forget the name of the place.
Bagliani's.
Bagliani's, that's right. Josh had invited me over for lunch one time, and I saw the place there, and then I came back later and actually got some more of that cheese. So support the stores and stuff, but the rattlesnake was definitely my favorite. It's not even close. It really was a 5-alarm fire out of this world.
I think that if I was more into spicy seduction, I think that I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would have had a higher ranking.
I do prefer spicy foods, so that might be why.
But it was still, I mean, based off of everything else that was there, it was as high as it could probably go. But it's just interesting to see how our tastes differ.
Yeah, and how we connoisseurs are different.
And I hope that you've enjoyed the literary response to cheese series that we've put together, and I think every 10 responses we'll do something like this again with people that have had enough of them.
And I'll definitely make sure to keep ranking them, because I was only doing that arbitrarily, but definitely will continue doing it now. I
don't necessarily rate them, but I can rank them based off of my feelings toward one another. Because people like Ari will do it in the form of a review. I more so do it in the form of a reaction and try to find something.
Yeah, different approaches.
Narrative to say. But thank you for tuning into our video. Well, I hope that you check out some more videos from our channel, and I should also make mention to places that these kinds of cheese, that these different cheese came from. We had Delicious Orchards in Colts Neck, New Jersey, Bagliani's in Hamilton, New Jersey, the Cheese Shop in Surf City, New Jersey. There's also one in Beach Haven, New Jersey, but I went to the one in Surf City. Fourchette in Beach Haven, New Jersey, and Ollie. The one in particular was in...
That's where you got the Melinda May, right?
That's where I got the goat cheese.
The goat cheese.
Everything.
Honestly, like that goat cheese, it was just... There's something about it. It was just something... I tell you, I don't like goat cheese. I've never liked goat cheese, and yet there's something about that one that just worked.
To each their own.
To each their own. I mean, I didn't like the cheesy part. It was just the additional crunch factor. But am I going to get it again? Probably not.
Be sure to join us next time on another video here on Literary Gladiators. And for now, keep reading.
And keep eating cheese.